Tuesday night, Royal Oaks Ballroom. Crystal chandeliers, champagne, 130 guests. It was supposed to be my wife Clara's law school graduation celebration, our victory lap. I paid for everything: the hall, the band, the flowers, the open bar. I'm Adrian Holt, 42. Proud husband, quiet provider, apparently also the evening's entertainment. Inciting incident, 035. Clara's brother, Marcus Ward, slides up with that rich kid swagger. "Adrian," he says, like my name tastes bad. "We need to talk about your living situation. Hand over your apartment keys." I thought I misheard. "You heard me," he says. "You don't need that much space. Learn to live within your means." I told him no, calm, firm. The friendly mask dropped. He slapped me, hard. My glasses skittered across marble. The ballroom went tomb quiet. Clara stood 20 feet away and did nothing, so I picked up my cracked frames, walked out, and sat in my car until the shaking stopped. Then I made a phone call I hadn't needed in years. "Daniel," I said, "it's time. Royal Oaks Hall, 30 minutes. Bring the file." Backstory, 145. People think I'm ordinary, a 2018 Accord, outlet mall suits, Timex watch. I let them. My father taught me the power of being underestimated. He built a quiet real estate empire and left me an estate large enough to retire 10 times over. For 3 years, I played supportive underachiever while paying for Clara's life. Tuition, rent, groceries, family emergencies. Marcus mocked my car while wearing shoes I'd effectively bought. Her parents offered career advice in a house I helped save from foreclosure. I funded their comfort and swallowed their contempt. Marcus fixated on my apartment months ago. "Prime location," he'd murmur, touring my balcony like it already belonged to him. He brought a real estate friend to look around. Clara parroted the pressure. "Maybe we should downsize." 2 weeks before the party, they staged a living room intervention with studio listings and a Murphy bed. I declined. The call, 310, Daniel Cross, my attorney and the only person who knows everything, arrived in a black suit with a silver briefcase. We walked back into the ballroom together. Conversations died mid-sentence. Marcus smirked like he'd already won. Clara turned pale. Daniel's voice cut through the room. "Ladies and gentlemen, urgent financial matters concerning Mr. Marcus Ward and Mrs. Clara Holt." He opened the case. Cancellation notices. Clara's education support, tuition payments totaling $47,000, monthly living supplements, 7 emergency transfers, terminated immediately. Revocation of guarantees, anonymous payments covering Marcus's $15,000 gambling debt, rental guarantees, and bridges to creditors, terminated. Family support ended. Medical bills, emergency loans, property maintenance, terminated. Revised will. Any assets previously earmarked for the Ward family redirected to charities for seniors and at-risk youth. You could hear the band's soft jazz over the silence. I stepped forward. Respect is earned, not demanded. Fallout 435. By morning, Clara called in a panic. "You can't cut funding 2 months before the bar exam." "You watched your brother assault me," I said. "Actions have consequences." I let her calls go to voicemail. At noon, Marcus. "This isn't over." "It absolutely is," I told him, with a restraining order pending. That evening, her parents waited in my lobby. "5 minutes to talk," her mother pleaded. "You had 3 years to treat me like a person, not a wallet," I said and hung up. Court, 525. Marcus hired a late-night TV lawyer to claim I was unstable. In court, Daniel presented a brick of receipts. The judge skimmed 10 pages and looked over her glasses. "So you slapped a man who'd been paying your debts because you thought he was poor?" Marcus blinked. "I didn't know he had money." "Guilty," the judge said. "Fines, community service, restraining order." Someone filmed it. The clip went viral. Man assaults his benefactor, finds out on camera. Marcus moment trended. Reframe, 620. Channel 7 asked me why I'd kept it secret. I thought I was being generous, I told them. My mistake wasn't giving, it was accepting contempt as the price of admission. Messages poured in from strangers who'd been their family's ATM while being treated like failures. The pattern had a name: financial abuse wrapped in family. The truth about the apartment, 655. Marcus had demanded the keys to a home I own outright. The rent Clara thought we paid? I'd been depositing it into an investment account in her name for graduation. That surprise died with the slap. The Foundation, 720. 6 months later, I launched the Foundation for Family Integrity. We help people spot and stop financial manipulation. We've recovered over $1 million for clients. My first hires, Sam, a retired teacher who can explain anything without judgment, and Maya, a bloodhound for hidden money trails. I wrote a book, The Slap That Changed Everything, part cautionary tale, part field manual. Every penny goes to the Foundation. Where they landed, 755. Marcus works odd jobs. Reputation poisoned by that courtroom clip. Clara moved back in with her parents. Paralegal work. She wrote asking if I missed her. I answered honestly, I miss who I thought you were. Why I stayed quiet, and why I stopped, 8:15. I lived small because power is quieter when nobody sees it coming. But quiet isn't the same as voiceless. The night of the slap, I remembered who I was and who I refused to be. Closing, 8:35. Sometimes the best revenge is documentation and daylight. Sometimes the most powerful word is no. And sometimes a slap isn't the worst moment of your life. It's the first honest one. I still sit on that same balcony, the one Marcus coveted, watching the city light up. Home feels like home now. No permission required. No keys surrendered. Respect is earned. Boundaries are freedom. And love without respect? That isn't love. It's extraction. Optional on-screen beats for editing. 0035. Ballroom visuals. Text. He demanded my keys. 1:45, 3:10. Flashback montage of quiet provider life. Receipts overlay. 3:10, 4:35 lawyer entrance envelopes crowd reactions. 5:25 to 6:20. Courtroom stills, headline mock-ups, Marcus moment. 7:20, 7:55. Foundation office, recovered funds counter. 8:15 end. Balcony dusk shot. Closing line on screen. Want this broken into time-stamped VO lines with B-roll prompts and caption text? I can output a ready-to-record script and a shot list in the next message.